What's good, y'all? This is a session I was working on, and I don't know. I tried to record it the first time, and something happened. But this is my Ableton template. And I dragged something on my MP3. I use Ableton, so just give you a quick workflow how I use Ableton. You know what I mean? And what I'm doing now, I found a sample. Temple's not on right now, but what I normally do with Ableton, I use Ableton and Maschine, and because Maschine is doesn't do time stretching, you know what I mean? I do all my time stretching inside of Ableton, and so yeah, right now I'm just sort of warping it, and so what I'm about to do now is sometimes I take an 8-bar loop or a 1-bar loop, but what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take a 1-bar loop and just record it all into Ableton by 1-bar loops instead of taking an 8-bar and then slicing it up, within Maschine itself. So, like I said, this is my second time basically recording this. I'm just putting some vocal on it. So yeah, right now I'm just auditioning it and recording it into Maschine, 1 bar at a time. And I got to figure out this screen capture program. But for some reason, it didn't record me talking, and it didn't record my my Maschine. So, but all right, now I got the first loop. So I'm recording the second loop, and all you do is take each pad, this armor pad with sample. So that's what we're doing now. Playing pad 1, pad 2. Now we're going to switch to another pad and record the sound over again. Actually, I think I messed up a couple times here. So what I ended up doing was I was recording. I didn't change the pad. So make sure you change the pad when you bringing your chops in this way. Or you re-record over, your previous pad. All right, well, it's gonna be short and sweet. It's not gonna be, real long. But I had to go back and capture that second clip or that second loop because I recorded over it. So here we go. I got that back in the Maschine. What we're gonna do now is this process is I'm actually kind of rushing it on this little quick tutorial to show you my workflow, but you normally want to take your time on your chops. But the thing about taking chops like this, you can always edit start points and end points, which is what I'm doing and which is what I'm going to do. So right now I got three chops in. I think for this track, I only use like five chops. So yeah, this is the 4th chop, or the 3rd. This is either this is the 3rd chop, 3rd or 4th chop. But I know I ended up with using maybe 5 pads, and then duplicated a couple of the pads and pitched them. There were parts of the video that I had to edit out because. Like I say, I was talking and trying to show you my template, how I got it all set up. So I didn't know if this is going to show out right. I hope it do. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright, well, I got my pads in. This is an old cut, my hip hop heads, y'all know what this is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, divulge it. You know, we got too many sample police out there want to, pinpoint and ask what sample you're using. Man, just make music. You know what I'm saying? Just make music. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up. Do whatever you need to do. You know what I mean? And what I'm getting ready to do now is I got my chops. So I'm bringing in my Maschine. I'm going to show you on Maschine how I'm using Maschine as a plugin inside of Ableton. And I got dual screen, so I drag it over. So, like I said, I have five sounds. And all we're going to do is just edit start points. You know, once you edit your start points, tracks come together real quick and easy. You know what I mean? It's not as hard as we make it to be. Yeah, now just going between them two pads, it fit. So I duplicated the pad. I like that, so I duplicated that. I may pitch one of them. One thing also is when you're working with Maschine, with samples, sometimes you want to normalize the sample, and I think in this case I normalized part of the clips because they were lower, but like on the string section, one part was, as you could tell, is much louder. Like here's how I'm normalizing. So when you do that, all your samples don't need to be normalized. Sometimes it messes them up a little bit. So just, you normalize it, just go ahead and turn it down. See that right there? See how I messed that sample up? It distorted it a little bit. So you just edit undo. I'm on a Mac, so it's normally Command Z, but for some reason I don't know my when I got Maschine in plugin mode, maybe it's just me. My shortcut, I don't know if that shortcut worked, but Control Command Z. But you can always go. So I end up going up here and doing the edit undo, that normalization to bring it back. Just use your ears. You know what I'm saying? But because those two pads were low, so I just lowered the volume on those just to bring it, uniformity a little bit with the other sample. Or the other chops, I mean. All right, so that's that funk part there. So now we're gonna move on. I'm gonna mute the MP3 track. Now where I got it set up, I got an MP3 track, which I got Maschine monitoring that MP3 track, and now I'm going to Group A. Now I have all my tracks basically set up, outputted in the Ableton track. So what I'm recording, I sequence everything inside Maschine, and I got Group A basically monitoring the Maschine, which is a MIDI track. So the audio is being recorded on that track 13, which you see, say it's called Maschine. So we're gonna record, I think that's good right there. Now I go in and select my loop points. And that's one thing about Ableton. You can always just go in and change your loop points and just hit the record button and just let whatever come up, whatever comes out, comes out. In this case, I think I was a little off, so I end up taking taking some of the MIDI. Yeah, I had to go back. I gotta figure this thing out because I want to show y'all actually as I'm making it. So kind of talking me back through the track, you know. It's kind of whack doing it this way, man, but hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing, you know what I mean? You know, get an understanding, you know. So I'm just setting my loop points right now. Right, so I'm gonna crop it down to make it a 4-bar loop. And I believe, yeah, you select the clip, you select all, and then I did a quantize where it's kind of moved the MIDI clips around, kind of put them out of, you know, it put some on time, some off. So at this point, I go in and manually, you know, shift notes around, you know, which is what I'm doing now, just manually shifting notes to see how it sounds. That doesn't sound right. It sounds better than the way I played it. So we're gonna keep it like that. So I figured out how the MIDI clip's supposed to go. And you know, just drag over, move over. It's a tedious process, you know what I'm saying? It can be, you know. But here we go. You know, trial and error, we'll get it. So now that I figured that out, I saw, you know, like say when it's quantized, it'll put stuff off time. You know, you want to have that human feel, you know what I mean? But with like these things right here, some chops you can do it, you know, keep it without quantizing, you know, depending on what it's doing. This one here, I quantize. You can always apply an Ableton that has a groove pool, and the groove pool will let you just add grooves or swing, I guess swing signatures to your clips, audio clips or MIDI. But for me, Ableton and Maschine is a beast, man. It's just together. I mean, so now as you're seeing, it's coming together. The grooves coming together a little bit. It's something real quick, you know what I'm saying? And that's alright, that's cool. So now we'll go on, move to the drums. So I got on group B, I have all my groups routed. I got 4 groups routed out of Maschine. So I'm just bringing back Maschine over, going into group B. And I do everything from the controller itself, you know, so I'm just kind of bringing it over so you can see what I'm doing. As you see, there's no MIDI inside of Maschine at all. So all my MIDI is recorded in Ableton. So I'm just selecting, going through, looking for a drum kit. I love the drum kits inside Maschine. They all sound nice and thick, you know. Of course, you still need to layer and, you know, add your own flavor to them, feel me? But for the most part, that's what it is. So we're gonna put a little drum on it. It's interesting watching how it works, you know, because I've never, you know, seen it. Like I said, I wish that the vocal part would have recorded when I first did this, because I'm talking through this right now, but then we're going to just record these drums down. It's a quick 4-bar loop, nothing fancy, you know. Change your new markers. threw a little ghost note on the What I'm doing now is in my template. Actually, I'm gonna quantize this real quick. And I don't know, I don't believe I put a groove on this one, but we're gonna quantize it and select all. That lets you quantize. And Command U, Command A, Command U if you're on the Mac, and I believe it's PC, it's Control. So now it's sort of locked into the grid. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I have a drum bus, which I always bust my drums out to just to give it a little bit of parallel compression. It's another part of my template. Shout out to Il Gates, man. He an Ableton guru, and we do electronic, but I learned a lot from him. I picked up his template, which I intertwined with mine, and this gives me, some of his racks that he already had set up that he put together. So gives you that extra little added punch and resonance and everything you need for your drums. And sometimes what I do, like what I'm about to do here, is I will copy that MIDI clip and bring it over into that portion of my template. And there's a drum bus, or as he labeled it, it's called the muscle of the track. You know what I'm saying? Your drums is the muscle, so you want to make your drums just strong. Your drums gotta be muscle. You know what I'm saying? It's the muscle. It's the movement. It's the meat. It's the especially in hip hop, man. So if your drums ain't got that muscle, you gotta have them grown up drums. I hear a lot of cats with their beats and their drums is wimpy. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what I'm doing now. Is I just copied that MIDI clip over, and in this section of like I say, in my template, and I keep the same template because it makes your workflow just that much quicker. With layering, doing everything else. So now you're going here as, and with this I can go and audition extra, go through more kicks and snares rapidly. You know what I'm saying? So you see it's off right now, but it's because there's some drum loops and stuff in there that don't play right all the time. But I had them on the wrong. I put them on the wrong MIDI track. But we'll straighten that out real quick. But it gives a little bit extra movement to the track. You know what I'm saying? Now there's many ways of doing this. This is just the way I found, the way I do my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I realized, I'm moving that clap, that snare up. See what I'm saying? Now right here is where I select my kicks. And you can hear as I move my select, I have an ADC 40. So I'm muting the drums out the machine for the moment, just to audition some the actual other kicks that's being layered with those drums come out the machine. So they don't need to be all thick, or there's just something to add, just a little bit more grit, a little bit more, texture. Alright, so I think I like that kick. I don't know if I settled on that kick. I did. I put that kick in on there. This is real fast, y'all. You know what I mean? So, a quick look at how I'm doing. Alright. So that's the kick that I'm gonna end up layering with the drums that I already got programmed in the machine. Now I'm gonna go find another snare. Turn that snare up a little bit. And if y'all don't, go Google Ill Gates, man. What is Ill Methodology? Ill Gates, Ill Methodology, man. He's pretty sick, man. So as you see, I'm going through it with my selectors on my ABC. I can just audition class, and there's a and I don't know if he's the brainchild of it or not, man. But in Ableton, you can utilize it's a system called 128s, which is what we got here. Whereas 128, samples within a sampler, because that's how this MIDI works. Got 128, so this allows you to have 128 sounds within one sampler. Now I'm going back into Maschine. I think I recorded that. We're gonna take that out because that's not what I normally put my my hats and stuff like that on 16 levels. And that's what we're going to do now. So I recorded that inadvertently, so we're going to just delete that. Then we'll go back in. So now we're looking for more sounds, looking for drum sounds, low to add in. So we'll throw that clap. We'll throw that clap in there. And this is an 85 tempo, doing now is, it's very important, man, that when you're doing, at least talking and listening to a lot of producers and just following and seeing current, theory of hip hop. When you you're layering your drum sounds, time shift, or what's called is it time shift or offset. You want to offset, your claps, offset your snares, offset your kicks. It gives it a little different feel, you know what I'm saying? Where you don't want everything hitting at the same time, you know what I mean? Because, as humans, we're not perfect every time we clap and every time, we're on rhythm. So, these programs that make you sound stiff and perfect, that's not what you want to be. You want to have like error. You want to have some error in what you're doing. You know what I mean? So you want to have some nuances, and that's really important. You know what I mean? It just gives your track that feeling. You know what I mean? That human feel, that human bounce, like you know what I'm saying? So just and there's little subtle things like that you do. You know what I mean? So we're gonna throw some hi-hats in. And yeah, we're gonna throw these hi-hats in. And right now what I'm doing in the machine, I put the pads on 16 level, which, and if you don't know what 16 level is as you select a sound on a particular pad, when you hit pad mode, it'll let you play the pads where it's at different velocities, where like I said, everything's not perfect, you know what I mean? So you want, like as a real drummer, as he's hitting that snare or the hi-hats, he's not hitting it the same every time. So you want to give it that, like I say that human error feel, that humanness to it, where everything is not at the same level. And as you hear, this is how it makes the track feel. Alright, so I think what I do now is the drums is cool, you know, for this here. I don't know if I add anything else. If I don't, what I do know, I'm gonna go back to group A, which is where I brought my chops in, and now we're gonna look for a change up. You know what I mean? We're just gonna change up those chops. So in Ableton, right now I'm in what's called clip view, and this is where I pretty much compose all my tracks. So now I'm back in clip view. Well, I'm on group A, and I'm just gonna throw a different sample. You know, not a different sample, but replay the sample, the chops, create a different pattern. You know what I mean? A change up. And you know, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's good. You know, right now what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the pads I had, just pitching them down. You know, pitching them up, pitching them down. Just give it a change up, a different feel. You know. And I mean, I apologize, y'all. I want to throw something up just to show y'all what I do. You know? So in the future, I'm gonna get better with the screen capture and get everything going. I got a Mac, but it kind of was a little chirpy on me a little bit when I was going, and I don't know what happened with the vocal. I mean, I just don't know what happened with that. And I had a window which I had actually was showing as I'm making the beat, you know, but. So this is the change up we be putting in. Alright, that's just gonna be a quick 4-bar change up. But I heard something, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate another pad. Yeah, I like the way I heard that as I was hitting the pads. So I just changed that. If you're gonna record that over again and add that in. Alright, so quick 4-bar change up, and on this one here, I didn't quantize this one. I like the way that dropped. So, and as you see, it's not on the grid, it's not on point, but it just, you can hear it though. You feel me? It's just, you know, it gets that. You start getting that ugly face. You know what I mean? Binky, that ugly face. You know, you're doing. You know, it's cool. You know what I mean? So that right there gave me the ugly face. Like, okay, yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and like I said, I use my APC to launch what's called scenes. So that's what we're doing now. I'm gonna take that drum. This is the first, the original. Alright, that's cool, but I forgot to copy the drums down. Because you want to keep, in Ableton, you want to keep, I mean, you can change your drums up, do whatever, but as you're launching, the scenes move horizontal. And on the APC, you have master buttons that you can select. And you can select your scenes. So that's what we're doing here. I'm just copying those clips down one level so that as I trigger each scene, those same, those drums to trigger also. And that's what I'm showing you over here. These are the different scenes. And that's your master. So those are scenes over there. And you can, that's how you go, This is what's powerful about Ableton, is that you can basically be in this mode here and pretty much construct your whole song, and then record as you're triggering these clips to your what's called the arrangement view, and take your track to a whole nother level once you get it over there on that side. That's when you really get into, with your slicing and basically cutting and dropping and, you know what I mean, doing all those sorts of things. Adding in your effects and your, reverse, whatever, filter, whatever you want to do. This is just the idea of the portion right here. Get a nice little groove, you know what I mean? Nice groove going. Back and forth. Normally I'll probably change the drums up a little bit, but just real quick, I would normally change the drums up depending on the type of section it is, like a bridge or a intro or whatever it is, But I just wanted to show y'all a little quick, a little one of my quick workflow. I make these tracks. All right, and there's more sounds we can put in. I think I went and put a bass in. I may not have been too happy with the bass, but we're gonna throw a bass. And what I do, the way I got my template set up, I got 4 groups, like I said, A, B, C, and D, all going out to their own individual channels in Ableton. And then I have group H, which I use to do, I use that for all my one shots, you know what I'm saying? All my individual hits, stabs, individual instruments, you know what I'm saying? If it's coming out of Maschine, I use group H for that and got those individual sounds, not the whole group routed, but those individual sounds routed to their own individual output. And I also loaded in my own samples into Maschine. Actually, right now I'm pulling something out of Beat Thing. I know y'all some of y'all should be familiar with the Beat Thing, the little blue box. I don't have Beat Thing, but I got the sounds out the Beat Thing, and the dudes that made the Beat Thing, man, they put some killer sounds up in there. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you got, man. Just get you some good quality samples, good quality sounds. That's all you need. You know what I mean? Good quality samples will make a whack producer sound good. But whack samples will make a good producer sound whack. So, and the better you get, if you got good samples, it's just gonna bang. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? So get your sample libraries up. You know what I mean? I'm still building mine. You know what I mean? But that also help you distinguish yourself from other people in having your own distinct signature sound. You know what I'm saying? When they throw on one of your beats, it's gonna be your beat and it's recognizable. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain way you put your tracks together, certain sounds you use. You know what I'm saying? And I had that track muted. That's why I had that group muted. So I found that out. So y'all seeing some of the, everything don't go real smooth. That's why there was no sound for a minute. That bass is kind of whack, but I think I end up pitching it down or something and playing something out on just real quick. That's sound like some cowboy western something. But I end up pitching it down, or I may have changed the bass altogether. Let's see. That's what I think I'm doing. I'm messing with the sample itself right now. Yeah, that's what it was in Maschine. Things are, when you bring samples in, it's automatically set up to be a one shot, and you want to change one shot to ADSR. And all one shot, when you hit the pad, it's going to play that sample out the link, however long that sample is. But if you change it to ADSR, it'll play as long as you hold the pad. So when you release the pad, the sample will stop. So I'm just, trying to find a groove. Keep in mind, y'all, this is real quick. It's nothing, real quick. I think I like that. It's something real fast, you know what I'm saying? It's something real quick, in and out. Nothing real fancy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Something real simple, I think that's why I decided, and as I'm listening to it now, I definitely changed that bass. But something is real quick. And what I got to do is, I got my template set, but I want to make sure, I haven't changed that on my template where I'm triggering that bass on the Maschine pads. So I just changed that MIDI to make sure it captured from Maschine. Instead of, I got a motif, I got an APC, and I use a Miko also. But just to make sure that actually is bass, which I'm playing it from the pad. And change it so that the output will actually be registered inside Ableton. Something simple. It don't gotta be hard. Something simple. Little quick 4-bar, We're just gonna drag that beat down. Yeah, it's a cool bass. It's alright. I ain't too happy with it. But what I always do, I'm going back. These are a couple things I do. I'm gonna show y'all a couple tricks. I always BX Boom from Brainworks, BX Boom. I throw this on all my drums, man. Brainworks BX Boom. It just adds that bottom to it. I don't know if it's translating, but you definitely hear, that bottom come in, you know what I'm saying? And it's actually a little too much, so I'm making it a higher, a compressor. It's like a compressor, but make it work on a higher note. So the mode, we got a high, low, and medium mode on the Brainworks. Then, I'm actually turning it down. I'm clipping a little bit. You don't want to really clip in digital, you know what I mean? You don't need to, but I don't know, man. like analog, you know what I mean? Little, so you can still, I like to push it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to have your stuff sounding all distorted, you know what I'm saying? Even though distortion is good sometimes, okay? But yeah, I just lowered the level a little bit. I just want to really just kind of kiss the little, you know, not be overpowering, but just something in there, you know what I mean? Then what I do is I go to my waves plugins, and with the waves plugins, I'm going to add something to that bass, the R bass. I mean, I got a lot of plugins, but it's like just a few go-to, you know what I'm saying? Here's the R bass. I'm gonna throw an R bass in on that track. My computer was acting kind of sluggish with the screen capture and stuff running. Load up one of Dave Pensado's presets. Shout out to Dave Pensado, man. That dude, if y'all don't know about Dave Pensado, check out Dave Pensado's Place. Pensado's Place. YouTube. He got his own website, but every Thursday at 12, I guess he's Pacific, so it's 3 o'clock Pacific. Am I waiting? I might got it backwards. I think it's 12 Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. But it's 12 noon Pacific time. But he goes in depth, man, talk with a bunch of engineers, producers, a lot of good information, man. Dave Pensado, man, shout out to that brother right there, man. Grammy Award winning dude. I'm shouting these dudes, I don't even know him, man, but you know, with the internet, man, it's like you can sit there and there's nothing you can't learn with the internet, man. What I'm doing here with the bass, I pulled up an EQ8 and I'm rolling out the top end and the low end of the bass. I want that to sit, you know, I got the kick, so I don't want them really fighting with each other, muddying up the bottom. That's another thing, you know, when you're mixing, the bottom and low end is like the hardest part to really get, but you can, you know, this is one way to combat that, where you got your bass, your bass line and your kick, where you want them to be not really, they in that same frequency range, but you want them to have their own space, you know what I'm saying? So you really cut, you just cut, portion out, portion up. I'm not really happy with that bass at all. Just something I threw in there, you know. I'm actually auditioning different basses. I wasn't real happy with that bass sound. But what I end up doing, I end up layering that bass. end up doing is what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna copy that bass over. So I have another part of my template, which I have a bunch of basses set up, like I was talking about the 128s or the 128s. There's a bass track, so I just bring that bass over to that track. Then it give me another texture. You know what I'm saying? And the key for this track here is a B. I showed that part, got edited out, but I got a program called Mixed in Key. I'm giving y'all what I do, man. Mixed in Key. I use Mixed in Key to determine the key of the samples that I'm using. It works majority of the time, you know what I mean? But I knew by throwing the track MP3 inside that Mixed in Key, it let me know it was a B flat minor. Going to play that scale to B flat minor. And all I'm doing now is just going through selecting different basses. Something real quick, y'all, you know what I mean? So, and with like I said, with this template right here, man, I definitely, man, shout out to Ill Gates, man. He put work in on this track, man, on this template, man. I mean, it's like everything that you need is kind of at your fingertips. You know, like I said, I went in and added some different things on my own, but I pretty much kept his template the way it was when I picked it up from him. But I mean, it's about just being fast, getting stuff done, and not having to search and search and search. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do now is I copied that bass, those MIDI notes over to another track, a lead track, which I'm gonna throw some type of synth in there. And I got a number of synths. I think for this one here, I picked the Tone 2 Gladiator. That's a beast. I mean, Salif. I have Nexus, not Nexus over here. Atmosphere. I got a number of synths, but I like the Tone 2. I like the Silence. I love all the Contact. Contact is a monster, man. I do a lot of stuff in Contact also, just in those libraries. But here I'm looking for the Tone 2. I wasn't going to use the Silence on this one, but I decided to use a Tone 2. And actually, even the MIDI notes that I copied over, there's the bass notes. If one thing you guys can pick up is I'm using, what happened? Is that it? All right, well, yes, that's it.